Hello, Nancy here, and I am doing a session on oiling the joints. This is gonna be pairing up with the article that I wrote this weekend. If you are not coming from Substack, then you can head to Substack. I'll put the link down below. We're working with oiling the joints, and this means that we're gonna be working with rotational kind of movements and circling. Start as usual with our breathing and our grounding. I want you to feel maybe with one hand over your lower abdomen, another hand over your heart. With that, in a way, arriving to this moment, the present. Connect with that breath. Just understanding how you're feeling right now and reminding yourself you are here in the now. Starting with those sequences in Qigong, notice that your posture is up straight and that your knees are slightly flexible, and you can bend them a little bit. Your tailbone is dropping and connecting with earth, and then you feel all that axis sort of feeling, taking that connection from the earth and also all the way up through the crown with the energy above. You do a couple of breaths. And now for an activation, if you relax your hands, I want you now to bounce slightly on your heels. Because we're going to be working with the joints, I want you to maybe connect with those points. And we're going to start to think of noticing the ankles while we're doing this sort of bouncing and shaking. And now connect all the way up through those joints. Now stopping your attention at the knees, and you're releasing tension from wherever you can feel those points maybe blocked. Now connect with your hips. And we go now to the shoulders, and you can feel releasing of tension in the shoulders, and connect now with your elbows, and shake your hands so you can connect with your wrists. With every breath, imagine that if there is any tension in those points, we're releasing them with a breathing out. So when exhaling through the mouth, you release that tension. A couple of more breaths. And you can slow down and stop. Whenever we are in this position with the hands slightly cupped, notice how our arms are slightly round. We get into that comfortable upright extension of that spine. And from here we're going to do a stretch. This time I want to work with a stretch that connects as well with the joints, and we're going to be interlacing our fingers, and we're going to lift, and we can go all the way up. You now face your hands are facing now the ceiling. We breathe in all the way, and then when we breathe out, we're going to squeeze with your elbows, imagining that you're squeezing everything out, all the tension. And then we breathe in, and we breathe out. We breathe in, looking up, feel that tension, and release and squeeze out any blockages. Let's do a couple more. And on the exhale of this movement, we're going to squeeze now the other way around. Our hands are going all the way down, so you breathe out there, and having that, the claws, the dragon claws, we're going to now stretch the spine. So here you breathe in all the way to the level of the shoulders, the chest, and you breathe out. When you breathe out, then you lift your chin, feel that stretching of the spine, and you breathe in and out. Breathing in, stretching the claw there, and breathing out. And you feel the stretch of the dragon spine. One more. And breathe out. And release your fingers. Now you can shake it up. And we're going to continue now with that warming up and oiling of the joints with our shoulders. So you can place one foot in the front, the other one at the back, lean in onto that leg, you support yourself, and then feel how when you let your arm go slightly floppy, you will feel there is no tension there in that shoulder. Now we're going to be lifting very carefully, rotating our shoulder to the back. And then we're going to do it the other way around to the front. I want you to notice how there is not too much effort in doing that. When I think of releasing tension of the shoulders, I like to think that the gravity of Earth is on our side. We're always being pulled down, isn't it? But somehow our shoulders always make it up to about that high because we are tense. If you think that, you know, our weight just normally through gravity should just be on our favor, so we can just leave that effortless movement help us to release that tension. So we go to the other side, so we go to the back. It's like a little massage of the shoulders, and then we go to the front. And it's very slow movements that you can, they bring you to the present because you are connecting with any tension. Now from here we're going to do one oiling of the elbows this time, and I want you to think of your hand, your opposite hand, holding that elbow, and then we're going to be doing a rotational movement. In a way, is like if that hand is sort of in a soothing way running through that joint. So you are rotating. This helps with that lubricating movement, and then you go the other side. Remember to connect with your breath when you're doing these movements, and then we can change sides. You do the same with the other arm. So rotating to one side. You can think of even sometimes light or a golden sort of color, oiling, and then the other side. And stop there. And now we're going to do the hands, the wrists. So we can go to one side. And to the other side. And come down. We're gonna pay attention now to the hips, and with that movement we have done before in other sequences. This is a very nurturing. Hip circles to one side. We keep a lot of tension sometimes and blockages that we are not even aware of in the hips. And then to the other side. Again, pay attention to your breath, and again to the shoulders, which we tend to tense up. And then from here, return to the center, and we're going to move a little bit of the rotation of the knees. Sometimes if you want to work with the left and right hand side of the brain, you can also do a little bit of the crossing to one side and to the other. And the other way around. Any movements that you are doing in Qigong, they tend to be to the level of flexibility that you have, and I want you to always be thoughtful and careful with how much you can do and you're able, and not to push too hard. And if anything feels not very comfortable, you can obviously adjust or be more gentle, or there are some exercises that might not feel nurturing at all. And then we can rotate our ankle to one side and to the other side. This is an exercise also of balance. You might want to put your hands to the sides or on your hips. And then the other foot to one side. Every time we're working with the joints, I want you to think of that flexibility and how that translates into relationships. To the other side. When we oil the joints, also in relationships, we can have a smoother exchange of communication and connection. And then one of my favorite ones, which is going to be that 8 shape, where you kind of dance with that leg and you go with your foot pointing in and out, up and down, in, out, up and down. This is another movement that if you don't feel very much in balance, you can put your hands to the sides. You can just have them by your sides. This is one of my favorite exercises. And you can do it very gently, maybe just here. It doesn't have to go all the way up. But I really enjoy the movement of the opening of the hip. It feels very releasing. So connect with the breath. With the one more to each side. And come back to the center. Feel your body now. How does those joints feel at the moment? And from here we're going to do our teacups movement. So with those hands facing up, you imagine you're holding 2 teacups, and you're going to go to the front, to the back, then you go over the head, and again you're thinking of 8 shape It's an A-shaped movement where you go in and out, and then the hands are kind of moving also with the movement of the hips. The hips go, we're moving from the center. We try to always move from the center, from our core. So we go with the hips, as we were doing earlier. Breathe out. You breathe in when the hands go up, and breathe out, and in, and out. And then you can reverse, and we go up and down. And if you pay attention to those joints, you can see that teacups movements work with the wrists and the elbows. It's a movement that is very nurturing. It actually helps you with that mobility. Breathe in. And when you connect with the breath, and when you're aware of that oiling movement, you can also see that the shoulders are involved and the hips, and in a way you can feel also the connection with your knees. And let's come back to the center again, and stand on that Gutsy posture. Notice if there is any warmth or tingling. Connect with whatever your body is feeling, needing. And with that movement that we worked and all the other movements, we're gonna now smooth our energy with this bringing down the heavens. So you breathe in when the hands go up, and then smoothing that energy, breathe out. So all the energy we woke up, we activated, we cultivated, now we can get ready to store it. So we smooth it, and breathing in and out through the nose. We're gonna close our session with our hands one on top of the other at the level of the lower abdomen. Putting your hands and together and your feet together, and letting that energy that you have just cultivated just being stored, so you can use that from the core when it comes to connecting with others, and I think more importantly, connecting with yourself. Thank you. I hope you like that. And if you are not here because of Substack, then you can go and have a look at the article that I wrote, which is the one that inspired this sequence. And see you next week.